Alright, welcome back. Before you like or dislike this video, please keep in mind that a like is a vote for me, whereas a dislike is a vote for McToon. So before liking or disliking this video, view the whole debate from round 1 and be sure to check out McToon's round 3 debate, which will be coming after this. So, McToon had an interesting round 2 proposition. He suggested I check out the Lego experiment. All I know about Legos is they're stupid plastic toys and they hurt my feet. So I don't even need to check out an experiment done with them because I don't care, because Legos are stupid. And it's the worst movie Will Ferrell has ever been in. But anyway, so also you said something about breaking set time constraints, so I'll stretch this out from 5 minutes to 7 minutes, may as well. Now you said, I say there's no gravity, but I don't give any proof of it. The fact is I do. I pointed to the swayful movements of the Jackson 5. That's my proof. You seemingly didn't notice it, so you're a liar, but that's what I use to justify that there isn't any gravity towards the middle of the Earth. There's just up and down.
Some call me the gangster of love.
And space is a giant floating quiche. And the stars are the eggs. Now, of course, one striking thing about this theory is, then how does the sun set? You brought that up. Now, some flat earthers have other theories as to how it happens. It seems you aren't accustomed to my theory. This is how I believe the sun sets on a flat world. The sun is naturally good, and it's endowed with the powers of God. But Satan drives the Oscar Mayer Weenie-mobile, and he hides behind the mountains, because see, on flat earth there's still mountains and valleys and what forth. So, Satan takes the Oscar Mayer Weenie-mobile behind the mountains where we can't see the sun, and the sun is tricked down there by Satan, because the sun really likes hot dogs, because hot dogs are also really good. So Satan traps the sun inside the Oscar Mayer Weenie-mobile, and then tortures the sun until the morning. When it's released, Satan releases it, and the sun just falls for the same pathetic ruse again and again. Satan says, "Free hot dogs," and the sun goes inside the Oscar Mayer Weenie-mobile and gets tortured. And it's pretty sad, but that's how my theory works on flat Earth. That's how the sun rises and sets. And as for how it, rises in the west and sets in the east, it just kind of sneaks around to the other side of the globe. So anyway, without further ado, this is my bombshell, which you've been waiting for, and I bet it will crush your pathetic arguments. This is it, essentially. From childhood, we're all told about these great figures: George Washington, Enrico Fermi, Tiger Woods, the Brady Bunch, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And one of these great figures, of course, is Christopher Columbus. Now, when he set out on his famous ships, the El Nino and the Pina Colada,
Where does that highway go to?
That car keeps honking. When he set out on his great ships, there's also an Illuminati helicopter passing over right now. You can hear it. Yeah, they're sending the Illuminati after me for revealing your dirty round earth secrets. But anyway, so Christopher Columbus thought the world was flat, and you can't argue with him because he's a great guy and did so much for the world. And he thought the world was flat, and that's why he didn't sail past America through the Panama Canal and go on to Asia because he knew that Asia actually isn't on the other side of America. That's where the edge is, so he was scared he'd fall off the edge, and that's why instead he settled in the Americas and became the first president of El Dorado.
You may find yourself in another part of the world.
So, you just can't argue with Christopher Columbus thinking the world is flat. That's just how he was back then, and, he's actually right. More right than any NASA textbook you can find because, he's the father of the modern day America. And he was like a big Italian guy, and he's in a Honey Nut Cheerios ad I saw once.
And you may ask yourself, well, how did I get here?
You can't argue with him, okay? And there's just no arguing with him because he's such a great man in history, and he knew Earth was flat. So the question is, why don't you?
And you may say to yourself, my God, what have I done?
Because he said, I think America exists, but I think past that is the edge of the Earth. And he was right. And McToon, it seems they're venturing further west from Minneapolis to Vegas and then to California, so I highly suggest you don't go past California because just over the horizon you're gonna fall off into space, and that's not a very pleasant phenomenon because Satan lives just underneath the Earth on his big, in the mouth of his giant turtle, which is standing on the back of 4 elephants, which is on top of a giant, huge picture of Richard Gere. So anyway, yeah, so that's my theory on flat Earth, an incredible bombshell I've just dropped, so... And overall, you've made a total fool of yourself with your Lego experiments and your Stanley Kubrick paintings, but I'm glad you haven't taken me as a joke. I just wish that your arguments were a bit less filled with science or so-called science and a little more interesting, but good debate overall. So vote on this debate, like, dislike, thanks.